What you'll hear next may astonish, disturb, and provoke you. Know that the events, characters, and conversations are not real. They are imaginary, concocted for the purpose of release and entertainment. Interpret accordingly. Leg up. Leg out. Leg out.
Let go of my ego. Hey, what's up? It's Don and Greg back with another podcast of the Boxcar buddies. We are chilling in this nice, warm ass sauna. We want to sweat our problems away. We do not want to be strayed by evildoers like the lawyer who's been hunting me down to pay for a parking ticket that I don't want to pay for. I don't own that car anymore, or I am broke. You're gonna lose. Nothing's gonna really happen, so just leave me alone.
Leave him alone and actually get out of the sauna. You're wearing a full suit, man. Get the fuck out of here with your briefcase.
This bill needs to be paid.
No, you're getting out of here.
Ow.
Right now it don't. We got
Ow,
membership
my
in
nuts.
this place. Get out of it.
Knock, knock, who's there? It's my gun.
That's right. That's right. It goes through briefcases. Lasers do not fucking care about papers. Close the fucking door.
You'll hear from my lawyer.
No, I don't think so. And get your hand out of the way one more time.
Oh, my hand.
Seek help outside now. Yeah, dude, in a sauna.
Stop looking at us through the glass.
And
yeah, I hear you knocking. Yeah. Oh. I'm sorry.
really mature, man. You're
I'm
a fucking
sorry.
lawyer. Yeah, okay. Okay, great.
Giving us the bird.
Well, you know what?
Jerk.
And how about this guy? We're in a fucking sauna here, and whoo boy, it is really sweltering. And here's this guy opening and closing the door. That is rule number 1 of the sauna. Keep the fucking door closed.
What a rude dude with attitude.
Coming in here, I mean,
Disgusting.
I don't care what law firm you work for. I don't care what your
And I
evidence
told him
says.
flat out, I ain't got money, so it doesn't matter if you win or lose the case.
Right.
Nothing's really gonna happen.
Right. You got to throw me, send me some more papers in the mail. Send some more stuff. What's it going to do? Nothing.
What? Oh, you're gonna put a warrant out for my arrest? Join the club.
How many fucking
There's a
warrants?
line out back.
Damn right. Which is,
Jeez.
yeah. Part of the reason we're actually in this sauna, too. I don't think either of us want to go back there. There's a lot of...
What better way to escape the heat than to enjoy the heat?
Yeah.
Sweat the problems away.
That's right.
And the pounds.
I'm feeling pretty good. You're looking a little slimmer than when we came in here.
Oh, thank you.
I say that.
I think it was a lot of water weight that I've been carrying around.
Yeah, sure. And you have been saying hydrated, which is good. I know, and you've been carrying around that water bottle, which is nice with the fun little attachment to it. Yeah. Probably
It's
a little warm now, right?
It's room temperature right now.
Yeah. Greg and I have been in here, the sauna. Oh, hey, by the way, we're the Boxcar buddies. I'm Don.
I'm Greg.
We are we're in a sauna today because as you may have just remembered, Greg mentioned that there's a line of people that are sort of in pursuit of us, and we escaped into a gym, and the only place we could kind of go, as opposed to the machines and all the stuff when people are waiting to use them, the only place we could go to be truly left alone is here in the sauna, down in the basement of the gym through the locker room.
Yeah, luckily the YMCA still keeps this thing running.
Constantly. It's going all the time. So we're just hanging out. We're recording this on a Sunday, and so we shouldn't be bothered for a little while here.
Hopefully. I mean, you know how those Europeans are about those saunas.
Yeah.
They like to balance it off. They spend time in the sauna, and then they bounce into the pool.
Yep.
And they keep going back and forth.
Totally. Yeah.
Taking that dirty pool water into our nice, clean sauna. Just bouncing back and forth, these wrinkly old fucks.
Water just flaying everywhere as they flap their feet on the
And as
floors.
soon as it turns to steam, as soon as it touches your skin, so you're like, it's like a mini burn.
It is, yeah. And then you just to see people like sort of smoking, the smoke come off their skin.
It's like
weird.
when you get a wet spatula by accident when you're flipping your eggs, and it's like...
Yep. Exactly. Or when you've wandered into one of those Japanese steakhouses where they grill in front of you and you just toss someone's ice cube onto it and it's like,
Or when you dive into a snake hole and then you hear a bunch of snakes going...
Yes, Indiana Jones style. Just like swimming in them. But yeah.
And I'm like, I'm here to get warm in your snake pile. You're
Slither on me. I'm trying to warm up. Slither on me. Which is the Snake theme song, I think. In that hole, anyway.
Yeah, that's what they all sing as they go into the snake orgy.
Mm-hmm.
Cover me in your snake cum.
Slither on without protection.
Take that skin off and put a new skin on with this Mondum condom.
Use my old skin as your new condom.
Yeah, Mondum condoms.
Yeah.
A new affiliate of the show.
And #1 snake brand of condoms. They
Yeah.
are widely used among the snake community. And you can see, you can see the effects, the very real effects. There's no unwanted snake pregnancies.
Yeah, and there's plenty of different styles. They're ribbed for their skinny pleasure.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also the ones that like move like a snake. They've got there's like little musculature in the condoms.
And there's even ones for your hood.
Oh yeah, if you're a cobra or if you're a snake, when you got one of those.
So if you have your hood extended, there's plenty of room.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
we call it the well.
the well brand. Yeah, the well model of the condom. Yeah. It's
this
popular.
nice little extra room right at the tip.
Mm-hmm. And it's wonderful. So if you know a snake who's who's out and about living the single life, definitely recommend Mondum condoms. But anyway, Greg and I are now in the sauna. We're definitely warmed up. We've been in here about maybe half an hour, and we've crossed out the warning signs because we just got tired of looking at them and the time frame.
Listen, we're cold all the time, so we know how long we can handle the heat.
Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, I haven't been hungry since about 10 minutes in here. I'm not thinking about the lack of food in my tum-tum at all. Mm-hmm. It's just the oppressive heat, and I like it.
Yeah.
But what Greg and I like to do was we'll meet up somewhere, typically in a boxcar, but we've been in other places, and as two homeless guys in Chicago, which we are, we often like to escape into different forms of content, whether that be movies or music or video games or books or anything else, and just to escape the drudges
Stage plays.
Mm-hmm, news, books.
Street performers.
Mm-hmm, stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
All
Any
kinds
of
stuff.
the above.
Yeah, anything to get us out of here. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll meet up after we consume some of it throughout the week, and then we'll chat it up, try and find some food, give a few high fives, and then we'll talk about our feelings about said content. And Greg, myself, what I got into this past week. A couple of different models of it, but I went back over to Scummies for the first time in quite a bit.
I'm sure he was happy to see you.
He actually was as happy as he ever gets. It's like
which is moderate grouchy.
Yeah, exactly. He's not threatening you overtly. As opposed to kind of being like, get the fuck out of here. You're ruining my whole life. I hate you. I hate the day I met you. Fuck off. Instead of that, it's more like, oi. What's your fucking problem? What are you doing here? Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? Don't stay long. It's it's one of those things. It's like grudging acceptance. But so I stayed, and he had his Xbox fired up. He had Netflix going. He was cooking some of his most recent round of experiments. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they had failed. They had not brought him the knowledge or anything that he was looking for, and so he decided to cook them. And they've got this interesting tofu shoestring flavor, but he was trying to kind of correct it, and so he's making soups and like all this different salad stuff. So we were just sitting there kind of like trying them and whatnot, and as he was doing his thing, I turned on Netflix, and I was kind of in the mood for, you and I usually like to go for the fictional stuff, but I was kind of in the mood for some documentaries, I guess.
Instead of escaping reality, you dumpster dived into it.
I did. I face first went right into it, and I consumed more of it than just like our day-to-day lives.
Ate it out ass first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Peter, ass eater. That's what they were calling me on the documentary filmmaking floor. I was like,
yeah, that's
wow.
the latest Ken Burns documentary.
It's ass eaters.
Peter ass eater.
Yeah.
Today I'm with Donald Glover.
I just love the ass, it's not. I don't want to eat the pussy. I just want to eat the ass,
Now, would you say that is something that society does not encourage?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely, man. Every time I bring it up, these women are like, "Get out of there, man. Just get back. Just get out of here."
The first time I ever ate ass, I remember my father disowned me. He cut me off straight from the farming factory where we make farms. And he was not a fan. He said, you cannot assimilate unless you procreate. As in, give me a fucking grandkid, stop porking your wife in the ass.
You stupid.
goddamn idiot, your breath smells like shit.
All the time. Whose asses are you eating every night? Yeah, stuff like that. That's the newest Ken Burns, the newest Ken Burns documentary in development. But seriously, though, the documentary that I was looking for was Ken Burns, basically a Ken Burns documentary. That's not the name of it. That's the name of the guy.
The guy who makes these enormously
long and in-depth documentaries. He sort of pioneered this style where you use archived footage, narration, and first-hand accounts of the people who were there, or at least anyone who may have, like, if he's talking about a period of time.
I don't know how he was able to do the Civil War one, like burying out those fucking Civil War soldiers.
It's a lot of dead air.
Yeah,
it's a lot of dead air, and then music goes while he's just stuck a shotgun mic into a skeleton's face.
Now, when you died, which way did the musket face you?
Just rattling bones.
Fascinating.
Exactly, yeah. But anyway, so Ken Burns is sort of widely regarded as like the greatest documentary filmmaker, at least of the last 30 years, certainly.
He's the Orson Welles of documentaries.
Yeah, he's got something like 36 wins and 40 3 or 4 nominations for Academy Awards for the different documentaries he's done. The specific one that I watched at Scummies was the one that came out from him last year. It's a series on the Vietnam War. It's 9 or 10 episodes, but as Greg mentioned, 9 or 10 episodes, each of them being between an hour and 2 hours long.
Each episode is a movie in itself.
Completely.
It is a slow burn.
Yeah,
that
so
is a Ken Burn.
Yeah, it's a slow Ken Burn. That boy's toasted.
Speaking of slow burns, let's throw another coal into that.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Smells like sweaty.
It does. Oh, ow, fuck, that's good. My foot was actually on there. Shit.
Oh, man, your frying skin smells like B.O.? You must be disgusting.
I am. Yeah, this is a long time coming, I think. It's just in the...
Look at the upside to this. We're sweating so much, we're basically having a shower.
Yeah, it feels like that. I mean, it's running down the arms.
You are dripping.
Yeah, like that is. It's like there's a shower head above us. Yeah.
It's like if I got a window cleaner for cars and I just squeegeed your arm.
I wish we had a squeegee in here. That would be
or sponges.
What I wouldn't give for a sponge. Hey, if you're going to come back here, bring a sponge next time. All right? Yeah, you have one in that briefcase of yours?
Oh, I think I blasted a hole into it. Sorry.
That's all right. Fuck off then. Help a hospital. Get out of here. Nobody wants you. But anyway, so I watched the Vietnam War, but Ken Burns has done documentary series on, as Greg mentioned, the Civil War. He's done it on baseball, jazz, the Prohibition, World War II, national parks, which was my first exposure to Ken Burns. That's a 10-part series, and that's very, very fun to watch. He's working on one now about Muhammad Ali. He's done one about Thomas Jefferson. He's been doing them and cranking them out for a while, and his style and the way that he does it, he uses similar people. Like his narrator has been the same guy all the way through, and it's a great narrator.
It turns out all the experts from all of his war ones are experts about a different war.
He uses, just like all directors,
man, look,
he uses his group.
A Civil War curator is also a Vietnam War veteran.
Nice way to repurpose, Ken Burns. Way to save some dough.
Recycling content much?
Exactly. I'll have to write a letter about that.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
Thanks a lot, man. Wasting my entire fucking life.
I do love watching the same documentary over and over again.
As much as Greg and I are like having fun with it, the Ken Burns documentary stuff, if you're interested in the subject matter, just like any documentary, if you're not interested in what they're talking about, it's going to be boring as shit. And these specifically because of how long they are. But if any of those topics I just mentioned, or if you look up Ken Burns, if anything that you're looking for, or if any of what you see from him interests you, you will enjoy his documentary style. If documentaries at all, like if that's your thing and you haven't heard of or seen Ken Burns, like you absolutely need to check out his stuff. It's really good.
If you want to know everything about a topic,
yeah,
his documentaries deliver.
And
they go
deep.
super in depth.
They
I mean,
leave like no stone unturned.
And what's also nice is that, again, like some documentaries, they try and paint a picture, but the narrative can sometimes be spotty or incomplete. And with Ken Burns, you never feel like there are holes in the story, because from episode 1 to the end, I mean, you are just getting led by the hand all the way along forward. And then in the Vietnam one that I was watching with Scummy,
it feels like you're holding the hand of an old lady as you're a Boy Scout helping you cross the road.
and she's telling you her whole life story as you cross the road.
That light goes from red to green 9 times before you reach the end of the street.
Right, exactly. You have to play Frogger as you're guiding her across it. It's messed up, but yeah, like I said, that's pretty much all I'll say. I'm not going to go into depth. I will say though, what I liked about the Vietnam one is that, again, because it was recent enough, he was talking to people who were actually there. These kids were like 18 when they were in Vietnam, and now here they are in their 50s and 60s, and to hear their firsthand account of what happened, and not just soldiers, but journalists, but like generals and people who were in the White House at the time, you get this different perspective of where the decisions were made and all that. And it's myself. I mean, I grew up in the late 80s and 90s, and Vietnam was something that people didn't talk about in my life. I really didn't know much about it. And to watch this documentary, I mean, it's a crazy time, and it really paints a vivid picture of what it looked like, both from here in the US and then over there, in Vietnam and Cambodia and that. It's pretty crazy. So just Ken Burns, I mean, if you like documentaries and that type of stuff, man, you got to check that guy out. He is the shit.
Yeah, he's a deep diver into knowledge.
Mm-hmm. And some ass. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so I was watching the Vietnam one at Scummies, and then after the third or fourth salad, I was like, dude, I have got to get out of here, because I was going to puke, and how he gets offended if he's made you food and you puke it up before you leave. So yeah, he's like, yeah, all right, get the fuck out.
Dang.
Yep.
Well, that sounds so interesting, Don.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Sounds like you learned so much.
Yeah, a little bit. Some of it stuck. It's it's kind of Swiss cheese up there now, but it sticks. Some of the stuff sticks. I did that.
Nice.
How did you do, buddy? Did you get a little content going?
Oh, I sure did. Sure did.
Just
here.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, that is nice. It's cool. Your spittle is cooler than the air out of here. I mean, it's really
running me dry. Let me take a little. Oh my god! Hot
now.
Hot
water. Oh yeah, the bubbles are going in there. Yeah. Why don't you just dump that out?
God! Woo!
Ouch! Owie!
Ay caramba!
Okay,
it is way hotter in here.
Just for a minute. Feel that air.
Oh my god!
Don't leave the sauna door open, Sonny.
Oh. Wait, no, stop!
Oh shit! Oh.
Hey,
old lady, can you please? Oh damn it! Now we're really locked in.
She's got her headphones on.
She's fucking sweeping the. Why is a lady cleaning up the men's locker room anyway?
I mean, it's her job.
Yeah, I guess so. Can't do anything about that.
Well, we'll try and get her attention soon.
We'll
but
have to.
In any case,
we'll have to do
what
that.
I did. Well, I was doing a little hitchhiking because I was getting a little bored of what's going on in the city.
Oh yeah.
Sticking my thumb out, like, hey, what's going on?
Get me out of here.
No one's stopping me. So starting to put my leg out.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling up my shorts legs.
Showing a little bit of that calf.
Showing a little knee.
Yeah.
Showing a little knee.
Oh, yeah.
And finally, this family stops by. And they're like, hey, which way are you going? I'm like, anywhere. I'll go wherever the fuck you want.
Take me. Just take me where you're going.
Let's make this interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've got $50. I'm really good at back massages. And I won't kill you.
Oh, you made that promise right up front.
Yes.
Norm, that's good.
I said, I need to get out of this city, and if you can get me there with this $50, I will not kill you.
That's good. Okay, and what do they say? They take you up on it?
Oh, yeah, sure. So I jumped in the back seat with their kids.
Nice.
Sat in between. It was like a 13-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, so where are you guys off to? And they said, we're off to Six Flags.
Great America.
Great America.
Fun.
Yeah, so we drove all the way up there. It was a fun little car ride. I don't think my stink was getting too bad in there, but hey, they were getting money, and the promise was not murder.
Plus, all going to Six Flags. That's a fun family time, man.
Yeah.
You hopped in a good van.
Yeah. Thankfully, it was so busy that security didn't really notice me kind of like kill one of them and walk in.
Which one did you kill?
I don't know, just the guy by the exit. He was like,
the security.
He was like,
people.
oh,
Okay.
sorry, this is the exit. And I was like, oh, whoops. And I took his little raincoat and I was like,
Oh,
it's
now
me.
you're a Six Flags security
I'm a
guard.
security man.
Yeah.
Look out. It's Bugs Bunny coming through. Hoo-hoo.
Da-da-da-da.
Well, shucks there. Yuck.
Was it? Now, this is also, it's around Fright Fest for Six Flags, right? Like the
Yes.
Halloween stuff?
So everything was spooky in
That's
there.
fun. That's a
Yeah.
great time. That's like the favorite time to do it, man.
I know. It was really cool listening to Halloween like 9 times.
While you're sitting in the same
Theme
line.
song by John Carpenter like 9 times.
Yeah.
All in the span of like 2 minutes.
Yep.
Because that song is only a minute.
It's constantly going over there. Yep.
It's
Yep, that's the
just
one.
that constantly
That
going
theme.
over and over and over and over again.
Until you want to kill your sister,
Yeah, so I was just kind of like checking out the rides and was like, hey, I got to make sure that these rides are secure. Security. That's what they call me. So I was getting on rides real fast. I got to push people out of the way. I was like, oh, flash pass. Ooh.
too. The shortcuts,
That's me,
man.
Derek Johnson. That's my name.
Nice. Is that the voice you were using when you were
Yeah,
him too? Yeah.
the whole time.
It's-
It's me, Derek. I'm like, Derek, you're 18 years old and African American.
Right.
That's me, Derek.
Happy to be here.
That's me. So I was riding the rides, having a great time. I got a Goliath, which is this massive mixed drink of
Ooh.
concoctions. It's a bright blue.
Fun.
It's got a maraschino cherry, and it's got these little like juicy booblies.
Wow, dude.
Put into it.
I will drink anything.
Normally
that's like
that
blue.
shit was like $15, but I'm like, I'm security and I have a gun. Oh, gimme. And they just did it. They were like, yeah, sure,
Derek. Wow.
Derek, you it seems like you've put on some weight. I was like, yeah, football practice.
What happened? Why'd you get a beard?
I grew it. Hormones, full of this testosterone.
That's crazy.
All I want to do is scream and come. Teenager stuff.
Oh, Derek. Good thing
I was able to. Yeah, they let me do a whole lot.
That's great.
I found out where the break rooms were, which I never knew amusement parks had.
No, me neither.
What's the point of a break room?
You could just
It's
go
an amusement park.
walk anywhere.
Yeah, the break is you work at an amusement park.
Exactly. Yeah, if you need to
Fucking ungrateful teenagers just don't understand.
if you need to dip away, walk under a roller coaster and just look up, man.
Just ride the roller coaster, you ungrateful little shit.
Play a game.
Yeah, so I go into one of the break rooms, and it turns out that they had a PS4 just sitting there.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty nice. Like, had a couple soda pop machines. They had a sofa, little mini fridge. There was plenty of free lunches to grab in there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love some free lunch.
Yeah.
That's the best kind of lunch.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem is, like, these are all kids that live in the burbs, so it's like fucking Hot Pockets.
Ugh. I love a hot
bologna
pocket, but
sandwiches.
not for lunch. You don't want that stuff for lunch.
No, you want that when you're high as a kite, or if
Mm-hmm.
it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you are drunk.
Yeah, late night. That's that snack food is late night.
Yeah. But in any case, I boot up the PS4 to cruise around and see what they've got on there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to experience Marvel's Spider-Man.
Spidey.
Oh, God, the heat from the coals.
Damn it. Come
Ow,
on. Get out of here. Ow. Fucking coal. Shit.
God, don't throw it at me! Take it back!
Damn it. It didn't break the glass.
Here, let's throw another one. Ah!
Oh, God.
It's burning my robot hand.
Why did I put nerve sensors into my hand?
Ouch. Oh, dude, your video screen. That's like smoking.
Oh.
Ouch.
Man, I'm gonna have to find a fucking Game Boy and replace it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some work on that thing.
Ugh.
Damn it.
Well, in any case, I thought it was dope that they had Spider-Man at Six Flags, considering that they're like more into DC shit.
Yeah, true. Right, because they got those rides.
They got like Batman, they got
Superman,
the Joker.
Yeah.
Man, the Joker sucks.
Does it?
That ride just makes me feel sick.
I haven't been on that one.
It's one of those zippers where like you sit in the seat and it rocks up and down while it does a roller coaster. Oh. I was like,
sorry.
I can't stop throwing up. That's what would happen if Freak was there.
Totally.
I can't handle this. My stomach.
That's why he's not allowed there.
There's so many ghosts at this Fright Fest.
Plus, he can't like fit in half of those roller coaster
Yeah,
seats.
he's way too big.
Yeah, he's got to straddle like two of them.
He's not girthy for his body type, but he's girthy because he's 6'9".
Yeah, he's just like his size is ridiculous.
He's a human brick wall.
Mm-hmm. He's like a Coke machine trying to sit in one of those things.
Fucking Weird Al Yankovic hair. Jesus Christ. Fucking weirdo.
He's a strange dude.
But any case, I booted up this Spider-Man.
Spidey.
Yeah, so this is a PS4 exclusive. Mm-hmm. The now highest selling PS4 game of all time.
Wow.
Within the span of a month.
It beat out God of War 4 in a month.
God of War 4 in a month because
that's insane.
Mainly two things. A, it's fucking Spider-Man, the most beloved comic book character, period.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it was developed by Insomniac.
Right.
And Insomniac is like one of the top dogs in the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
They may not have games that are deep, like where Naughty Dog decided to go more into the narrative deepness.
Mm-hmm.
Insomniac was like, let's have fun.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like they did with Spider-Man.
Yeah,
certainly.
and here comes Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man on the PS4 takes place about 8 years after Spider-Man became Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
We're not given this excruciating long, like, fucking origin story because everyone and their mothers knows fucking Spider-Man.
Exactly. How many Spider-Man movies have there been to this point? Like 6?
So there's the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Uh-huh.
Then
the 2 with Andrew Garfield.
The 2 Andrew Garfield and the
one Tom Holland. Yeah.
6 movies. Mm-hmm. But then that's not also to mention the plethora of fucking Spider-Man video games.
Of course, Spider-Man video games, and then the cartoons, and
there are so many cartoons.
Yeah.
There's the original '90s one. Then there were 2 that just came out in the 2010s. There was like Scarlet Spider. There's so many goddamn Spider-Man cartoons.
Totally.
You cannot escape Spider-Man.
Yeah. So as you said, we all fucking know how he became Spider-Man.
We all know that Uncle Ben wished him to become like the fucking murderer he is today.
Right.
He said, "Kill them all, Peter," before his dying breath.
Right. And then
being shot in the stomach.
Yeah, and then Aunt May bit him on the neck and he became Spider-Man.
Exactly.
It's just that's how it happened.
No, that's the origin story for Spider-Ham.
Oh, Spider-Ham.
I'm not lying about that. That's not a jokey joke. That's a real. There is an alternate universe where there's a Peter Parker named Peter Porker.
Oh,
and
boy.
He's a pig. Have you seen the new trailer for the Spider-Verse? The new Spider-Man movie?
I have not. Oh, I've seen. Is that with Miles Morales?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that.
The latest trailer shows...
Not the latest. The first one I think I saw. The first trailer.
The latest one just came out like a week ago. It revealed the entire cast because it's more than just Miles Morales and Peter Parker. It's also...
Peter Porker.
It's Gwen Stacy.
Uh-huh.
It's Peter Parker of Spider-Man Noir. Perry Parker, I think that's her name. She's the Spider, where it's spelled with the I is 2 backslashes because her Spider-Man suit is a robotic suit.
Oh, okay.
And Peter Porker,
the Spider-Ham.
And guess who plays Spider-Ham?
Who?
Our boy John Mulaney.
No way.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And it's the perfect voice you would expect for a cartoon pig.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Peter Porker is real.
I had no idea.
And the origin story of that shit
is Aunt May bit him on the neck.
A radioactive Aunt May bit a spider and turned him into Peter Porker.
Oh. Wow.
Sometimes it changes. Sometimes he's a radioactive pig who was bitten by a normal spider.
Interesting. That's one of those things that I'm hearing now that's just like, okay, I think Spider-Man characters might have gone too far.
I hate this.
Yep, that's pretty horrible.
I fucking hate this.
Yeah, did not
Guess
need
who
to
is
do
going to
that.
be playing Spider-Man Noir, though?
Who? Nick Cage. No way.
Yes.
Dude, I love that.
Actually, I need to double-check that. Let me double-check my... Ow! Hand!
Oh, is the screen still working,
The
though?
screen's still working, but it looks like an iPhone after it's been dropped.
And it's still smoking a little bit on the top there.
Well, while I'm looking this up, I'll tell you. Spider-Man for the PS4 is a narrative-driven Spider-Man game. You have pretty much all of New York City to explore.
A wonderfully recreated New York City. Sprawling.
Almost like it's really damn close.
It's really damn close to
thing.
it, but then also with fun little Easter eggs that like are obviously not real, that are put in like as nods to any fans of comic books and Spider-Man. Like there's a Justice League building that just says "Trust Us League," but it looks like a police station. Someone I know, because of the photo mode, I've been seeing a lot of these things pop up like on people's like social media and stuff. And I know people like found
it is Nicolas Cage.
Is it really Nick Cage as Spider-Man Noir?
Spider-Man Noir.
Very cool, man. Nick Cage voicing anything, I would.
That
totally
movie is going to be the best Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I think it's going to be good. Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be the best movie. Period.
I hope that if they can have some fun with that Spider-Ham, that'll be good. But yeah, someone found the Ghostbusters firehouse in the New York City of Spider-Man. Like, so it's real seeming New York, and yet at the same time, like there's those fun little Easter eggs for any fans of the universe.
They changed some things around because like like the New York Bull. Like, there's this big golden bull that's in New York.
Yeah.
It's changed into the bulldog from Inhumans?
Oh, okay.
Lockjaw, I think that's his name. He's this huge fucking, like, bulldog.
Gotcha.
Which I thought was pretty cute.
Yeah, that's nice.
You can find, like, Doctor Strange's house. You can find, like, Avengers Tower.
Yeah, cool.
There's a lot of references to, like, previous Spider-Man games. But what I really like about this game is that it just doesn't act like you're new to Spider-Man. It's straight up, it starts.
Right.
Like, it does a quick, like, glance of his apartment, and you immediately know who Spider-Man is. He's a massive nerd. He values his friends and family above all. He's a fucking hero of justice.
He's got junk food containers over his bedroom, I remember, and unpaid bills on his floor.
He's constantly thrown bills that say, you fucking pay this, Parker.
Yep, yeah.
I don't understand why you can't pay your goddamn bills.
I know, yeah. He's, as you said, you know who he is. You know the character Spider-Man.
He needs to stop wasting his goddamn money on, like, spider stickies.
Yeah, really. Just invent them, man. You got to be able to do that shit.
Like, he did invent them, and he's still having problems with money. Why doesn't he just make a money printer?
Patent, motherfucker.
Oh, because it's illegal.
Ugh.
Peter Parker, you fucking narc.
Law-abiding nerd.
Fucking law-abiding nerd. He screams like, man, the only good drugs are bad drugs every single time he beats up fucking criminals and shit. He's the goodest boy.
He is. All. I know, he is. But it's like, bro, you kind of suck, though. And like being an adult.
You are such a narc.
Totally.
Fucking nose in the air Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it's like,
this is why J. Jonah Jameson has a fucking podcast a la Rush Limbaugh.
Yes, he
Spider-Man is a menace.
Yeah, which is pretty hilarious to hear when you're swinging around the city, that J. Jonah Jameson talking shit about Spider-Man. Yeah, it's good.
But I do really, really like that this game just immediately, like, it starts up.
Yeah.
And also, all the cutscenes are done in-engine, which I thought was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Because the game starts out with, like, Peter Parker's apartment, and it's just got all of his dirty shit everywhere. Here's on a ham radio, oh, the Kingpin is up to no good again, true believer.
Mm-hmm.
And he fucking butt rock plays, jumps out that window, and you're swinging.
Yep, you're swinging right into it.
And you're going right for it.
Which, and again, by the way, like that...
It's the best part of the game,
and obviously
it's
like
all I want to do.
Yeah,
I don't even give a shit about the story.
No, you swing around.
It's always going to be the same superhero shit because it's the true blue superhero story.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Peter Parker is the goodest of goodies.
Yeah.
He's not flawless, but he's a goody two shoes.
Yeah, he tries to be that.
Yeah, you know how the story's going to lay out. So I'm like, that's fine. I just want to fucking swing.
And obviously, like, having talked about it a little bit, like, I played a little bit of this game, too. I caught it, just over at some dude's house a few weeks ago. But basically, like, you swinging in that wonderfully recreated New York. I mean, that it reminds me of the Arkham games in that way, at least City and Arkham Knight, because the city is so
much
well
better.
done.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the daylight too, so you get to see light where you never got to see that in Arkham City.
No,
at night.
because it's nighttime for 30 hours.
Constantly, yeah. But the way it reminds me of it is that in those Arkham games, sometimes I would just want to glide around the city. I would just like float around or drive the Batmobile like GTA, and that's how I felt in Spider-Man immediately. When they let you right away swing, that is all you kind of want to do. And the game obviously guides you to the main story missions and everything, but just swinging around and zipping and all that is like a ton of fun.
Perfecting your jumps, being able to do fucking like air tricks in the
Yeah,
air.
yeah.
It's a great time. I do have some negatives about the game. I think the first one I want to say off the bat is I think the combat is fucking boring.
It actually is. I felt that way because I only played a very little bit, but I played up to the first boss, Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, and he's just a total bulldozer. And like the game, the way that you beat him is just like you literally fire web bullets.
You cut him in web, you punch him a bunch, and then you just keep dodging until you do it again.
Same thing over and over, rinse and repeat. Yes.
And that is how every single encounter with everything has felt for me.
Mm-hmm.
Boss fights, I'm not super far into the story. The last boss fight I did was the Shocker.
Oh, yeah.
So I know I'm not far because the Shocker is always the fucking, like...
Right.
He's the mook. The mookest of mooks. Yeah. He's always like the first boss in most Spider-Man games.
Totally.
He's a fucking worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, he's just electrocuting.
There's a reason why in
it.
Homecoming the original Shocker was just straight up fucking murdered. Because the Shocker fucking sucks.
Yeah. It's like, sorry, bud.
But the combat it's just mash square, but the combat doesn't feel, I guess, to make a comparison to Arkham, which is like you kind of have to with this game because it's structurally a lot like
that's why I
Arkham
think
games.
Yeah, exactly.
Combat is just super fucking bare bones. The web powers I don't think are as creative or something that can be as useful as the Batarangs.
Right.
And I always felt like, yeah, Spider-Man's nimble, but he only has 2 combos. It's combo on the ground, combo in the air.
Yeah.
And that's fucking boring.
Yeah, well, especially for like it's fucking Spider-Man. You see him in the cartoons and in the movies. His acrobatic ability, his sense, and then you throw in the webs and stuff too. The options of how he can dispose of enemies are like practically limitless. So I also, looking forward to the game, was thinking that was going to be a fun part. And like you, as I got through the first boss and was just fighting side guys, I realized like I don't know if later on you unlock some moves, and obviously you level up.
You unlock gadgets, but the combat stays the same.
And that is bad.
Web zip to guy across room.
Yep.
And punch him.
Yep.
Oh, the Spidey sense alarm goes off over the top of your head. Press circle and you'll dodge it.
Yep.
But there are times where, like, I felt like Batman nailed the combat way more because it knew how to handle enemies that had guns and enemies who were just fist fighters.
Yep.
And because Spider-Man is so nimble, it honestly makes him a lot harder to control than Batman. You would think that someone as heavy and fucking clunky as Batman would be hard to control.
Right.
But the way that combat works in that game is it's so easy to bounce from one enemy to the next. I never felt that way with the Spider-Man game.
No.
I don't think I've played any Spider-Man game where the combat's been fun. I'd say this one is the best of any of the ones I've played, those being Spider-Man 2, Ultimate Spider-Man, and the Shattered Dimension games. But combat has never felt amazing with these games. It's always amazing to platform and jump around and wall crawl and run up buildings. That's where the fun lies.
Totally.
Just fucking webbing the big guy and then punching him, doing the same punch combo over and over and over again, instead of like doing the Batman thing where it's like, yeah, you get the same enemies, but they change it up a lot.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of enemies that last minute will pull out a gun, or sometimes you'll run into big giant monster enemies that don't need to be webbed. They can't be webbed or tied up with a zipline or anything.
Right.
You have to actually like repeatedly punch them at once before they start striking you.
there's just a lot more options with Batman, and it's obvious that this game took a lot of inspiration from that.
Definitely, but and to be fair, like I mean, it must be a lot of coding, I'm sure, to make a nimble character like Spider-Man, like to incorporate webs and acrobatics into like different fight combos and much.
And this
I'm sure it does.
This is Insomniac's first venture into the Spider-Man series.
Right.
There's going to be more.
Exactly.
Because this is the highest selling PS4 game ever, there's no doubt that
100%.
they will make another one, and Marvel may even look at them to do other superheroes.
And if they do, and again, that gives you the green light then. So they've done
that
it
just
once
means
now.
It's something to improve on.
Exactly. So
it's
hopefully...
it's not a deal breaker. It's not the worst. It's just not amazing.
Yeah, you're not playing the game for the fights. You're just not.
You're playing it to swing.
To swing around.
Feels good.
It's gorgeous. You can, I mean, speaking, for both of us, I think it's like you can turn on this game and easily spend 10, 15 minutes just swinging around New York every fucking time you boot the game up.
Yeah.
Like, it's a joy.
There's a lot of side missions to do, too. I really like the science ones.
Yeah.
I didn't think...
Puzzles.
No. There's a different one that pops up. It's further than where you said you ended up.
Yeah.
Like, there are these little, like, science research labs that Harry Osborn left all over the place. So you go into these, and there are a lot of platforming challenges.
Oh, cool.
So it's like, one is you have to zip around the city and go into, like, clouds of pollution. And find the source of their pollution. So you have to take pictures of cars that emit that bad pollution.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
There's one where, like, you have to go to the docks and you have to pull barrels out of the river and then spread, like, an antitoxin,
or something,
an antitoxin into the water stream.
Cool.
The one I really, really liked is you see, like, this poisonous gases all over the place. So you have to find where this ethanol leak is by doing the actual mini puzzles, like with the science puzzles.
Yeah.
Because there are puzzles in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
that's like the first mini game they kind of give you, I think, as a side quest.
Yeah,
you go into Oscorp's lab and you basically look into a microscope and you have to match patterns and figure out a way to get an electric current through like a thing.
Yeah, the electric current is like exactly like BioShock.
Yeah,
and then the other one is like it's a match the dots.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually not bad. Like there's something that changed the pace of the game,
right? And
I'm not like super bothered by them. But you do that, you find where the noxious gas is, and then you have to like find little bags of concrete to throw into this area where ethanol is. Mm-hmm. And if you land in the ethanol, you'll lose health and shit like that.
Right.
It's really, really interesting to do those. The other thing, I want to go back into like what I dislike. God, I don't want to listen to the fucking Spider-Man Homecoming soundtrack.
Oh, the music of the game?
It's every single time you zip around on the webs, it's fucking boring.
Oh, I wondered about that, because again, like I didn't get too far into it.
It's the movie soundtrack.
Yeah, I noticed like the music when you like it came
butt rock,
yeah,
and then it fades out for fucking boring orchestral music.
Right.
When you think Spider-Man, do you think boring orchestral shit, or do you think goofy butt rock?
That's the rock.
Because
yeah,
you know what Spider-Man Homecoming got right. Goofy butt rock.
Yeah, that's
you
that's
think
it.
Of the fucking Spider-Man cartoons, Spider-Man. That's what I think about with fucking Spider-Man.
Completely.
I don't think of.
Yeah, like I understand what they were going for. It's you're swinging around. They want it to be epic superhero music.
It's fucking Marvel, so
yeah,
it's like this is the Spider-Man.
Yeah,
theme.
They want you to invoke like some they want your adrenaline up, and it's like, oh, you're chasing the bad guys. You're swinging around now. Like I do get that, but you bring up a totally valid point. It's like that doesn't really feel like Spider-Man. It just doesn't.
The Marvel movie soundtracks are boring.
Yeah.
They're boring.
Yeah.
They are like cut and paste fucking generic ass orchestral music.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard anybody like if anyone's mentioned any of the music in the Marvel movies, like it certainly hasn't been to compliment it.
The one that I will say had a great score was fucking Thor Ragnarok, because it's not a fucking boring like same old orchestral soundtrack.
Same with the Guardians movies.
It's Mark Mothersbaugh. Yeah.
Right.
And the Guardians movies are just straight up soundtracks.
Right.
Like they're songs from that fit the setting and the theme.
Love it. Yeah. So
That's,
those
that's what its identity is. That's great.
Yeah, that's well done, and a good example of like using the music to kind of like further the story, which is what you should always be doing. To just glom on to like the generic orchestral droning of these Marvel movies,
And
to throw that into
It's
Spider-Man.
never ending. It's not like you listen to a different track while you zip around. It's always the same one.
Yeah. See, so again, like that didn't even go into my head because I barely played the thing, but I can absolutely see that like by continuing to play it, putting the hours in that would grow very tiresome.
Yeah. But other than that, I really, really enjoyed this game. I really, really do enjoy it. There are so many costumes and references to Spider-Man, like his entire run of the comics.
Yeah.
Like some of the collectibles you get is like you find old backpacks he left over from high school, and has all these nice little references that give backstory to like why Peter likes being Spider-Man, his relationship with MJ and Aunt May. It goes a little deep into Uncle Ben, who is like his like fucking reason why he's a superhero.
Right.
It's also funny that one of the like first backpacks you can pick up, it actually gives an explanation as to how he got all these backpacks.
Oh, really?
He fucking won a contest.
Oh, God.
So he's like,
Nice.
I won this contest. I didn't want Fisk's money, so instead he gave me a lifetime supply of backpacks.
Nice job, Peter.
I
I didn't want Fisk's money. A high school kid who wins a fucking contest like that.
Yeah.
Such a do-gooder.
There's a lot of things to do. Like there's a photo mode that plays into a lot of Spider-Man's gameplay, which makes sense because Spider-Man used to take pictures for the Daily Bugle.
Absolutely. He's a photographer on the side.
This game 100% understands Spider-Man. And I think it's because I think the writers were actually ones who wrote the comics.
Oh, wow.
Don't quote me on that, though, but I believe that the main writers for this game scenario was actual writers for Spider-Man comics.
Can't get any closer to the source than that.
And it makes sense because it's well structured. Like it's a generic super story, but it's well done.
Yeah.
It's well done.
Yeah.
I think Peter Parker's in-game model is a little goofy. I don't like his big thick eyebrows.
Oh, okay.
He's got these caterpillar eyebrows. It drives me crazy. I'm like, fucking plick your eyebrows.
Come
you
on,
fucking
Pete.
dirty ass piece of shit.
Are you actually trying to get in MJ's pants? Do you
say
care about that?
You say that you're 23. You look like you're 37.
Brows can do that to a man, dude.
Yeah. But it's a game that is full of positive messages. Oh, you know what? I did think of one more negative. There's stealth missions in this game,
Oh, okay.
and they suck.
Dude.
And I'm not talking like Spider-Man stealth, because Spider-Man stealth is pretty much like the Batman Arkham stealth.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fun. Like zipping around like the area as Spider-Man, who's way more like mobile as Batman.
Of course.
Those sections I actually enjoy a lot more than the combat.
It sounds like it would be fun.
There are stealth missions where you play as Mary Jane.
Oh, no.
And oh my god, these are
my God.
so boring.
Just you saying that, I can just picture the feeling of wasted time as you slowly move from dark area to dark area, waiting for guards to just come into the screen and say, "Oh, where is she? I heard a noise.
I better go walk to it.
Yeah.
It's the same one every single time. There's another character in there too. I won't spoil who it is.
Yeah.
But you play as them too, and walking around as them is just the same as walking around as Mary Jane.
Gotcha.
Also, another thing too is that like Spider-Man and Mary Jane talk aloud a lot, and I'm like, how has people not noticed that they are like they know who Spider-Man is?
Right.
It's funny because you do the stealth mission with Mary Jane. Like the very first one you do, you walk into a museum that Fisk owned. You walk up to like the curator and you start looking at like objects in the room with this curator right next to her. And the first thing she says, because you see her mouth moving when she speaks, like you can turn the camera around and you'll see her speak.
Right, so it's not an internal monologue.
She looks at a fucking katana and goes, I remember the first time that Peter fought Fisk and he used this sword on him.
Damn it. Mary Jane, you say that to the curator?
Man, who would Fisk fight on a regular basis? Who is his arch nemesis?
Right.
Some tarantula boy?
Totally.
And then Peter Parker will be swinging around, and he'll say out loud Aunt May and MJ's names.
Right.
Constantly.
He does talk aloud.
Gee, I wonder who this
swinging.
MJ is. This hit beat reporter from the Daily Bugle who is in everybody's fucking face.
Right.
And she's constantly on TV and shit. She's not an actor in this story. She's a reporter.
Oh, I see.
Which
okay.
I think makes her better because Mary Jane as an actor is just an unlikable character.
Pretty much, yeah.
her only redeeming quality is she's hot. That's why I love Mary Jane.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because she's as plain as a plank of wood. That's why I love her. Whereas this game, it's like they gave her a personality. Voice cast is amazing. It's like all the home runners. Yuri Lowenthal is Spider-Man. God, what's her name? Fucking Laura Bailey.
Oh,
as
okay.
MJ. Solid ass voice cast. Really, really good stuff. I think the game's a good time. It's a little silly, but that's Spider-Man, and that's the way Spider-Man is. It gets its tone perfect, and it's a great game for kids.
Absolutely, yeah. That's a great point. It is a good game for kids.
It's great. Spider-Man fans will gush because of all the Spider-Man references without it being too much in your face, and newcomers will love it because it's just a fun time. Peter Parker is just a likable character.
Oh, completely. Yeah, that's why he's the good boy hero. Yeah, it is mass appealing.
He's a good boy character, but when you think of the superhero of trying to balance real life and being a superhero, no other character does it like Peter Parker.
I agree.
You feel his stress because when he got bitten, he was a teenager.
Right.
So, and then experiencing him in his early 20s too. There's so much material of relatability.
The struggle of, as you said, balancing trying to live life as a normal person versus the hero. Just a direct comparison, with someone like Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne
he's rich
had
as
the
hell.
money to be able to do what he does.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He doesn't have to worry about being late to shit because his whole facade is being a billionaire playboy.
No, nothing he does is going to actually have consequences in his real life.
Yeah,
whereas Spider-Man, he's poor. He's a poor boy in New York City, and his normal persona that offers him no comfort or cushion or protection from the consequences of being Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's a constantly vulnerable character too.
Yeah. So compare
there's a lot of positive things about Spider-Man. He's very open about his emotions. He's very open about himself. He fights for right and wrong.
Exactly. His motivation is literally just to do the right thing. It's not anything bigger or more or sinister or anything like that. It's straight up and down.
Yeah, so if you got kids, they'll fucking love this. This is a great game to bring into the family.
And as we said, a game that beat God of War 4 in 1 month's time and is now the highest selling PlayStation game ever. You gotta say that's worth checking out, just in itself.
Even though God of War did come out this year as well, that's two huge contenders for the PS4.
It's a fair point.
It's the swan song for the system because I think it's dying. I think they're making the next gens. I think But yeah, I recommend the new Spider-Man game. I think it's a good time.
Yeah, have some fun with it. As we said, even just swinging around the city, it's worth it. So pick it up, even if it's just for that.
Yeah. Well, Don, I think it's time.
Okay, we got a message. Hey, this is the time. It's hot.
Let me wipe some of the sweat off my chest.
Yeah, be careful. Oh boy, yes. The sizzling. But yeah,
we've been taking the coals off pieces at a time, and it's still
really steamy. I can hardly even see Greg across from me now, just a foot away. But
yeah, your glasses are fogging up real hard.
Oh, and they're really hot on my face. Actually, let me just.
Oh, they're tugging. It's tugging on that nose.
Ugh. Oh, owie. Oh, there's skin crisps on my nose guards.
Yikes. Well, let's answer a question from one of our good friends and get this moving on.
Gregslist@gmail.com.
Yeah, this is our favorite section of the show. It's where you become a part of the conversation.
Absolutely. We love hearing from you. We've had some really great questions. We've had some great tips. We love what's going on here. And so just please continue sending us stuff. We love hearing from you.
Yeah, send us your questions, concerns, or just overall comments on anything you would like, and we'd love to give our 2 cents. It'd be even greater if you could send us 2 cents.
Oh, we would love that. Yeah, some travel
but it
tips
is
or
email.
something.
So send us your Bitcoins.
Bitcoin would be cool.
Or your credit card information.
Electronic gift cards or like coupons and stuff. That's all good.
Yeah, any of that's good. But hey, we got a question from our good buddy Billy Bobcat of Morton Grove.
Morton Grove. What's up, Billy Bobcat? How are you?
To other listeners, you want to step it up from Billy Bobcat? You better send them questions.
Yeah, boy, this
dude's already sent us like 3 questions, man.
And they're good. That's the thing. Is that we read them if they're worth reading. You know?
Yeah, I don't read spam.
No.
Or if you've peated and shitted and farted.
We don't read that stuff.
But in any case, what Billy here says, it's sup, gents. If you were marooned on an island with only a solar-powered TV and had to choose one video game system and 3 corresponding games, which would you choose? Sincerely, Billy Bobcat from Morton Grove. P.S. My care package should be arriving about now.
Care package?
Oh my god, it's a UPS guy.
Hey!
Hey, open the door.
Open the door.
No, we're here.
Don't leave it.
Leave the gift. No, don't write a note.
That
what
note
what
doesn't
the fuck?
help us.
Dude.
God damn it, I hate those notes.
Fuck.
Fuck.
UPS, like, it's the second you don't ring the fucking bell, they'll just put the note on your door.
Slap that Post-it on there. Now
he saw us too.
Dude, Billy Bobcat, props for sending it to this place. I don't know how he knew this is where we were going to be, but that's
kind of
crazy.
creepy.
That's crazy.
Why don't you send a drone or something to help us get out of this room?
Billy Bobcat, yeah, once this goes up,
you must be
please.
listening right now.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, all right, so we have the solar powered TV. We have a video game system and 3 corresponding games.
Okay.
I know what I would do.
What would you do?
I would have a PS4, and then I would message someone to say, hey, I'm stuck on an island. Please help.
Please help.
But I don't think Wi-Fi is included in this.
The internet. It doesn't sound like it. You got a solar battery so you can power the system. No connectivity, I'm guessing.
Yeah, all right, so
you can't play, like, with people either, like no online games.
Yeah, it's single player only. You are one and done. You are playing single player games, 3 corresponding games, and that's all you have.
Well, I'll give a 2-parted answer because part of me like is one side of my brain's going a classic system, the other's going like a current system, and more hours spent, playing on the island because I'm imagining that I'm going to be there for like a long time.
Yeah.
So if I were going to go what's current and the one that would give me the most hours of play, I think I would want to bring an Xbox One, and I would want to bring with me Skyrim and Fallout 4. 2 Bethesda games, like straight off that way, and GTA 5. I will say I would play.
What are these basic ass vanilla answers?
Dude, hours spent playing. It's all about like.
That is true. Those games are tremendously long.
Well, if you're on an island, it's like if I was gonna be there for, let's just imagine, like 2 months' time. Like I want to be able to completely spend every hour of the day like engaged in one of those games. And in terms of just off the top of the head, like games that sort of I was okay doing that with, like those are the ones I can think of most immediately. Yeah, I'd be able to get through like 2 months, 3 months even easy on an island with those games, I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'd pick a PC and I would go to Google Chrome and email someone for help.
We just said no internet.
Well, this time it's a PC.
Well, but you still can't send the email.
All right, fine,
You'd
fine,
write
fine.
it to yourself and hit send and nothing would happen.
Oh, man, this is a toughie.
I know.
I have to think of a system. You know what? I think I would just stick with the PS4 because it's current, but at the same time, the PS4 has access to so many old games that the library is pretty huge.
Yeah.
I think the first game I would take is Blood-Borne.
Oh, yeah.
Blood-Borne, because of the replayability. Mm-hmm. Like, not only is one main campaign long, it's also frustratingly hard, and it gets harder with every playthrough. So that keeps adding to it. That gives me a lot of time. It gives me a lot of time to be angry, but it gives me a lot of time to play it. And then I can do new builds. I can play with new weapons. Mm-hmm. I can give myself personal challenges.
Yeah.
To make the playthroughs different.
Blood-Borne, that's a good one.
Number 2. Oh, man, that's tough. Because, like, I don't want to take my favorite games because I feel like I would get sick of them.
Yeah, depending on what the game is. Like you were just saying with the replayability, and if it's a different playthrough all the time. If it's not, there is the possibility that you'd get sick of the game, and it would ruin it for you, yeah.
Oh, you know what? All right, I got a good one. Yakuza 0.
Ah, yeah.
Because let's think about this. There are so many goddamn mini games in those games.
Oh yeah, dude.
Because you have the main combat shit. Mm-hmm. So you have side stories and whatever RPG storylines. You have 2 different stories, but then you also have poker, mahjong. You can play. You can go to like fucking Foxy Boxing and bet on the races.
Yeah.
You can go to the Coliseum and fight things. There's so many different things to do in that game, and it's like trying to complete those games normally is already tremendously long. That'll keep me nice and busy. Mm-hmm. And then the last one, I think I would take, probably the Mega Man X collection. Maybe like the first one. Just because then I have 4 games that are tough, but also 4 games that you can get easily familiar with.
That's an interesting answer, like because it's multiple games in one, but like it's a collection. It does count.
It's got 4 games in it.
Yeah, so I get you on that. I would like to swap GTA out for Red Dead Redemption. That's still same company, still Rockstar, but I would rather west
play
than
cowboys than gangsters
in the city completely.
Plus,
yeah.
I will say that Red Dead, like I felt like there was more stuff to do in that West than in GTA 5.
Certainly, that appealed to me to go do in the West than in the city.
Plus, GTA 5 relied a lot on like its online play too.
Oh yeah, that's certainly why it's still going as strong as it is. It's because of people playing online.
That and the mod community. And
totally.
I think without mods, I don't know. I don't want to replay GTA 5.
Not really, not without the mods.
Exactly.
Not the story, yeah.
I don't want to play that game unless I can change my body into a humpback whale and then flop onto fucking LA traffic.
The fun stuff like that mods give you the opportunity to do, yeah.
Yeah, so those are our answers.
That's what we would say there, Billy Bobcat. Thank you.
It's pretty basic answers with modern consoles, but the thing with modern consoles is they load so fast.
And again, it's like, like thinking about, as Greg mentioned, replayability, like when I think of like Skyrim and Fallout, it's like you can build a new character. You can do a million
things in those games.
And so you play through it once and you play this way, and then you start over again, you make a new character that's a different build, and then you play a completely different way. And it's a different experience, so it's like that's hours upon hours and hours and stuff. So that's what Greg and I would say if we were marooned on a desert island with a solar.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not
battery.
taking my PS2 with these old games.
No, and plug it into a fucking TV with the yellow and red and white like fucking cords you got to put in there. No, thank you. Yeah. HDMI, man.
It's a shame.
Yeah, but that's what we would say.
Yeah.
And you know what else is a shame? That we're stuck in this fucking sauna. We've got to get out of here, bro.
Don, if I don't get out of here, I think my ribs are gonna come through my skin.
We have to get out of here right now.
Dude, you look like a bulldog. Like you are wrinkly.
This is I'm gonna use my last bit of energy before I pass out here to try and throw myself through the glass in the door.
All right, do it. Do it, coward.
This has been
do
great.
it.
Thanks very much. I'll see you later.
Do it.
Oh, the shoulder.
Oh, don't get on the floor. You're cooking. I'm cooking. UPS guy, come back. Come back with my package. We're gonna die. It's so foggy in here. I can't see.
Okay, one more time, Greg. I'm gonna use my elbow.
Do it.
1, 2, 3. Oh, it's been blood, but come on through the hole. Come on through the hole I made, Greg.
See you next week. Oh my God.
Oh, the air. The steam is running out of there. Oh, God.
Oh God, don't put your vacuum cleaner on my phone.
Everything you just heard was not real, but a falsehood. A made-up trip through a phantasmagoric forest. Breathe.